If you're new to Alabama and reading the news, it's not uncommon to get confused by headlines like this. Wreck claims life of Arab man. Okay. They don't usually put people's ethnicity in stories about fatal car accidents. Obscene graffiti appears on Arab stop signs. I'm not sure how they even knew those stop signs were Arab, but if you bother to say the headline out loud, someone will quickly point out.
It doesn't say Arab, it says Arab, like the town of Arab, Alabama.
Oh. Well, that just opens up a different question. Why does Alabama have a town called Arab? Was it founded by an Arab community, or were the early townspeople just really into Arab culture? No. The real answer is way stupider than that. So back in the 1800s, the US was facing a little bit of a naming problem. As new towns and villages cropped up in rural America, it wasn't uncommon for them to just be named after the community's founders or some other important person in the area. Unfortunately, you can only have so many Harrisburgs, Harris Towns, and Harrisvilles in a state before it starts to get pretty confusing to give directions, and it was a particular problem for the Postal Service. If you're trying to send a letter to Walkersville, that's going to be quite a headache if there are 2 Walkersvilles in a given state. So the federal government set up guidelines for any new towns that wanted a post office. The name of the post office had to be approved by the U.S. Postal Service in advance. Since a lot of towns ended up taking the name of their post office, in practice, the Postal Service kind of became the arbiter of town names in America. And this is where the small Alabama community of Thompson's Village found itself in 1882. The area was founded by Stephen Tuttle Thompson, and by the 1850s, a community kind of sprung up around his farm. In 1882, they decided they wanted a post office and applied, suggesting 3 possible names for the post office. Ink, like what's in pens, Bluebird, and Arad, named for Thompson's son, Branson Arad Thompson. Eventually, the application got approved with the 3rd name. However, somewhere along the way, a typo happened, and when it was finally official, the post office's name had been switched from Arad to Arab. Now, this wasn't unheard of. Just ask the community of Snowball, Arkansas, which applied to get its post office under the name Snow Hall. Now, the good folks of Thompson's Village could have tried to get this corrected, but honestly, it would have taken a lot of time and paperwork, and they really just wanted a post office as soon as possible. So they said, fine, who cares, and the Arab post office was set up. Flash forward 10 years, and the area had still not bothered to get the name fixed when they decided to incorporate and become an official town. So the town took the post office's name, and Arab, Alabama was born in 1892, the town that typos created. I'm Jonathan Soboleski for Reckin. If you like these videos and like what we're doing on Reckin, you can help us out by following us on Reckin by AL.com on Facebook and Twitter. And for even more news, you can subscribe to the Reckin newsletter by going to AL.com/Reckin. Thanks for watching.